This is the first movie review I've done as a 30-year-old. And I'm reviewing Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I couldn't have picked anything more mature, and I couldn't have picked anything more age-appropriate. It had to be Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And it's really late right now, and my head is kind of hurting, and I'm still kind of rattling everything that I saw around in my brain. I honestly don't know how I felt about this movie. It's still processing, because there's a lot of really fast motions and colors in this movie that are kind of messing me up. I think I liked it.
I liked it. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was certainly entertaining, and I never found that I was bored. It was funny.
Yeah.
I think my biggest complaint is I was not nearly stoned enough to watch this movie. Like, I think if you were stoned, you would appreciate it on, like, a whole different level.
If I had had Vicodin, this would have been a great movie.
I think you need, like, LSD to appreciate this movie fully. I don't think Vicodin would be enough. It was just...
It's funny because
crazy.
it's a movie that's obviously inspired by video games, and you enjoy this on the level of a video game, which is just like really mindless entertainment that you go into and you have fun and then it's done.
But it had a story, too.
It did. It had the basic elements of a story.
Yeah, it never got too deep into it, but it was enough to where I cared about the characters, and I thought they were interesting.
Yeah, I liked them. You couldn't make something like this deep. That wouldn't work at all.
No.
You have to do kind of a shallow, stylistic sort of thing if you're going to do one guy versus 9 evil X's. Seven, that's right. I liked it. I'm surprised to see Michael Cera doing something other than just playing sort of the meek, doesn't really have a whole lot to say guy. He's kind of a mild ass in this, and I thought that was interesting. It was kind
kind of forced to be. I mean, he actually kind of was his same sort of type of character. He just he had to become a little more assertive.
Yeah.
Because of the 7 evil X's trying to kick his ass.
Yeah.
But I think he was pretty much the same character. But I don't know. I don't care. I like him. I think
I do too. I liked him in
good.
this. He had a little more personality in this than what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of girl fights in this movie, which I liked a lot.
Of course.
There were a lot of there were a lot of girls in this movie, which I liked a lot. And one guy having to battle this girl's essentially her entire past and battle all these people that are like better than him. I can relate to this story very, very well. So on a personal level, it touched me. But on a serious level, I really just liked the action and I liked the special effects. And I don't know if I'm gonna see it again anytime soon, but I think it would actually work better if you watch this in parts. Because one of the things that I actually didn't like very much about this movie is that I felt like as the series of battles were going on, they got less and less interesting.
Yeah, the first couple were like really funny because it was something new. You never see, whatever.
And then it just kind of got old.
Yeah, and then it was just like repetitive,
Yeah.
but I still think it was good.
I thought it was good. It was really, really hard to top the singing Indian dude, the first guy that he fights. Like, what the fuck was
the flying demon girls, and then I cracked up when he's like, "Oh, coins,
cool. Coins."
It's so stupid. Like,
yeah, it made me want to play No More Heroes.
Yeah, it was very, very like No More Heroes.
Yeah,
it was. And in the beginning, it was a lot of Zelda. Stuff
references,
but it wasn't all video games. It was like a little bit of like there was that Seinfeld
yeah
scene.
That came out of nowhere,
weird. And then of course with the little words popping up, it was a lot like the comic books.
Yeah,
and stuff.
This is just like two screenwriters that are just having fun putting things in the movie that they want to put in the movie. And
I think that's all they were intending to do.
Yeah.
And I think they did what they wanted to do. It was good, mindless fun. I laughed.
Yeah.
I mean, that was all it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be too deep. It wasn't supposed to be
No, this is perfect. No, this is perfect
for
for something to watch if you're just looking to have a good time. It's like a really, really cheap prostitute. It's not really all that deep. You're not going to get much of a relationship out of it, and maybe you'll come back a couple more times, but for the most part, you're just having a good time. That was the first prostitute reference I've ever made in a movie review in the 4 years that I've been doing this. And I'm proud of myself because
it took until you were 30 to do that.
It took until I was a mature adult
to
bring
able to
up
make
prostitutes.
A prostitute reference and have it be classy.
In front of my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
This really isn't a review as much as it is just talking about the movie, because there really isn't much to review. This really is just having a good time watching flashy, colorful things on the screen for about 2 hours. And that's good. That's okay. That has its place, and this is the perfect place. I'm glad I didn't see this in the theater, because I think it kind of would have worn me out in the theater. I think I probably might have taken a couple of premature breaks to go do something else, and then I would have come back in. But here you can actually take breaks and not waste money. So on DVD, I think this is perfect. I think this is a rental of the highest order.
Yeah, it was fun, and I would recommend, if you have anything to get stoned with, alcohol, save it for this.
Yeah. We're not condoning it, but if you already do that... If you
already have some, you might want to... This would be the movie to partake during.
It's going to be a trip, man. I don't really have very much else to say. It was a lot of fun.
Yep, it was fun.
All right, we'll see you all later.